The UK Youth Parliament is made up of elected young people who represent their constituencies on a national level. My job is just to make sure they're all talking to each other and that they're all working together to inspire others, because they do some brilliant work. Now, some of the work we decided on as a group is climate change. There was a massive consultation out last year where 1.1 million young people took part. I think some of you lot were involved too. This is called Make Your Mark. And young people go through such a vigorous process to put forward ideas, get it voted on by the whole of the country, and then young people debate in the House of Commons to decide their two main issues they think are the most important for young people in that year. It's no surprise to me, and I can imagine it's no surprise to you, that climate change came on top of that list. So it really does show the extent to which this is an issue for young people. And I don't need to remind any of you here, you're here because you know it. I love that. Absolutely love that. In our group as London MLPs, we wanted to look at exactly what we wanted to do. We originally took an approach which was, we have corporate businesses who are producing the biggest amount of emissions. How can we liaise with them? And then we realised, like, corporate liaisons, as much as they listen to us, who do they listen to more? It's policy. And how do we affect policy? Well, lucky enough, we also have a climate change conference coming up in November. Now, this is called COP, and it is actually held for the first time in the UK, in Glasgow. Other COPs you probably heard to it before was Paris agreements and stuff like this, where basically targets get put down and countries have to stick to these targets. This is coming, as I said, in November, and we're trying to preempt that. So I've been working tirelessly to talk to the government, not getting a reply, talking to them again, not getting a reply, and then talking to them and finally breaking through. Initially, we wanted a young person to be at that table. Government basically not interested, no reply. Then we wanted somebody at that table, a negotiator, part of the negotiation team, to represent the views of young people. So that's their sole job. So they go away, they do a lot of consultation, and they go there and be like, right, this is the voice of young people. And they were kind of interested in that, and we got like a half-hearted reply. And basically the ethos that we got out of this is, we don't do enough consultation. We need to get national views as well as just local views, and we need to get them from groups, special interest groups like yourself, who dedicate their whole campaigning to the environment. Young people who really know what they're talking about, and a lot of them. So on the 3rd of March, we're holding an event where we're gathering groups together. Some of these groups involve the Eden Reformation Project Youth Forum. We also have the Student Climate Network involved. EnCaf, absolutely phenomenal. We have Northern Ireland Climate Force. We even have the chair of trustees at the British Youth Council coming to speak at the event. And so we're trying to get these wide arrays of view. Now, I am loyal to Enfield, and I know that you're doing amazing stuff. So I thought, do you know what's brilliant? Getting you lot to kind of take the lead on a kind of session in there. The way the event will be split up is into 30-minute sessions. So on the 3rd of March, which is Wednesday next week, it will run from 4:30 to 7:30, and we'll have half an hour slots throughout. So you'll have 4:30 to 5, 5:35 to 5:30, etc., etc. And you will have one of these slots to talk about your proposals. You will have 15 minutes in this slot to talk about your proposals. And then there'll be 15 minutes of discussion. What I mean by proposals is this. One of the other teams is coming and putting a proposal which is a mandatory green curriculum. And that is taken, so unfortunately I can't give that to you, but a mandatory green curriculum to all schools the government should pledge at the table. That will be a proposal. There'll be some discussion on that proposal, and then at the end of the event, we will vote on that proposal. So there's between 7 and 7:30, young people get the chance to vote on their phones. If something gets more than 50%, it goes on an open letter. Right? This open letter then has a period where we sign it. We're trying to get as many young people as possible to sign. This is where you can also be helpful. Send it to all your friends, all your schools. And I'm aiming for 25,000 signatures. Now, that sounds like a big number, but we've done it before. We've even had 450,000 on our Don't Zap the Zip petition before. So this isn't unheard of, and I think we can actually break 25,000. So we have that massive letter with all the proposals voted on from the event, which will then go to the negotiation team. And hopefully by then they can turn around and say that we have represented the views of young people, and they will listen and bring that list and that letter to COP26. Right? So it sounds like a very creative way to go around a problem. If the government was being very cooperative, they could have done the consultation themselves, but it's down to us. And I think we need to take this opportunity with both our hands. So come to you. And I want to bring this out to the whole team and basically say to you guys, if you were to propose anything to the government, and this is particularly to do with what you specialise in, so what you're used to. Here we're kind of used to, a lot of you have experience in diversity because you're from London. We don't really have that with any other group. I'd like to see that highlighted in your proposals. Socioeconomic difference. I'd also like to see something about cities because we don't really have much city motions. Your incinerator work kind of exemplifies the kind of mindset that the perspective as you as young people have and you could bring to this discussion. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you'll have someone at COP who will represent these issues like you will. And so that's why I've come to you today. And so I probably haven't done all my time, but there's no need for me to speak much more. But I would like to now give the floor back to you and have a little session with you all where we have a discussion out of our own intuitions and our own debates about what we'd want to request the government to do. I'm recommending 3 things, but for now I'd say let's do some blue sky thinking, come up with some ideas in the air and throw those away until we have 3 left.